pink shirt. This is actually one of our NatCon. And if you like this color, I'll give a couple of them away. I feel the need to explain this video a little bit. I first got these shoes on Thursday when they were sent to me by Nike, and I've been wearing them since then until now, which is about 5 days. And there are a few things that I did not notice until I'd worn them a few days. So we're going to go first to the unboxing, and then we are gonna come back to me and my pink shirt so that you can get my thoughts on the shoes after wearing them. This is the AIRMAX 2090. Hey guys, this is the AIRMAX 2090. They actually launched this pair for AIRMAX Day this year, but AIRMAX Day didn't really have that much of a celebration because of COVID-19. You know, I really like the inspiration, so let's take a look at the shoe and then we'll get a bit into the storytelling later. This is a Nike sportswear box. Let's open it up. Paper. There's the shoe. Now the reason why it's called the 2090 is because this shoe kind of takes a lot of its cues from the AIRMAX 90, which is 30 years old this year. So this is the 30th year of AIRMAX 90, and we actually get a lot of really cool AIRMAX 90s this year. But this shoe is a tribute to the original AIRMAX 90. And you do see it. It does have that pointy shape and that the rise from the toe to the heel. And of course, these signature AIRMAX features include the crop swoosh. So the swoosh is kind of cut off and it's kind of accentuated by these by the stitching here. The mud guard, which it doesn't take too much of the shape of the original AIRMAX 90, but it is there. Other features that are a tribute to the AIRMAX 90 is of course the air bubble with this window over here. It has some of the same shape, although it doesn't have that kind of tail fin that the AIRMAX 90 has. But again, this is in tribute to that. That tail fin, we get it because it looks like a sports car, and the original AIRMAX 90 was designed to look like a fast sports car. This is the 2090, and it's actually supposed to be what a sports car would look like in 2090 if you imagined it in 1990. So it's futurism, but it's retro. If you were to go back in time and imagine what the future would look like, this is what it would look like. The shoe itself, you know, the midsole is painted green. It's painted that Vault green, and the painting actually goes all the way through the inside. You can see it there all the way to the back, and that's one of the ways we know that the back is actually made of foam. So it does use a similar setup from the AIRMAX 90, where only this section is the AIRMAX and then the back is actually foam. So from the bottom, you can see that this section is the part that has the air unit, and then this section is still filled with foam. And I think that that is what gives a shoe such a good ride, because you do encounter the air unit, but it's bottom loaded. It's underneath this layer of foam that you can actually see go all the way across. And that kind of serves as a way to level out the bounce and kind of the cushiness of the shoe. So that's the midsole and the air unit. Now going down to the outsole, you actually have the same waffle pattern that's in the AIRMAX 90, especially on the top part. It looks almost exactly like it with the zigzag. But in the back, it's starting to look a bit more reminiscent of a AIRMAX 270 or 720 with that U shape. We also see something like this on like the LeBron 17. Now on the back, you have the badge. Now it's not so clear on this colorway, but on the transparent colorways, you can actually see it a bit better. It's still here, but it's hard to see. There's an AIR that looks like this one, and then a swoosh. And then on the original AIRMAX 90, the lines were going inwards, and now they're extruded outwards. And those lines carry down to this heel, which is pretty big. But when you put it on, you don't feel like you're wearing high heels or platforms or anything like that. This is actually as big or bigger than the heel of the AIRMAX 720. On the tongue, there's this oval loop for pulling on, but your finger doesn't really fit inside, so I think it's just aesthetic, it's just style. As for sizing, go true to size. This is a bit more roomy in the toe compared to other AIRMAX shoes that I've owned, because they kind of had that performance pedigree. On the toe, by the way, there is a Nike swoosh, and then the shoe kind of also gives this feel of a tire track on the way down. We have Vault around this this, oh, it's not a fuse overlay. This is like a fuse underlay is probably what I would call it, because the color is on the other side, and then it's kind of seamless where it goes from the white mesh, the transparent mesh, to the vault areas. And then the lacing system has this kind of bungee cord, fast lacing system on these flat black laces. So it does kind of look like what concept sports cars looked like in the 90s. I remember I was super into trump cards when I was a kid, and one of the fastest cars was this Audi, I forget the name, but it was the fastest car in the world. And you know, it had this concept car feel to it. As for the colorway being retro futuristic, I don't know if that's what I would call it. It does have a futuristic vibe to it. This will probably make a really good beater shoe, a pair of shoes that you can wear every day. I don't think there's a lot of hype surrounding this silhouette, which is great. That means you can get them. All in all, the shoe is very straightforward. It's a comfortable new AIRMAX. It's what we expect. It's not groundbreaking, but it is moving the ball forward. Alright, so we're back. Pink shirt. Actually, if you like this pink shirt, this is actually one of our NapCon t-shirts from an event we had here at Honeycomb. And if you like this color, I'll give a couple of them away. Just comment your Instagram handle in the comments below and your t-shirt size. And if we have a t-shirt of that size, you'll be entered and we'll draw 2 random winners for the t-shirts. But please make sure that, you comment below and then follow me on Instagram at Kayo so that I can DM you if you win. So let's talk about the shoe. I've been wearing the shoe now since Thursday when I first got it, and today is now Monday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days. I've been wearing it every day. And there's some things when I first opened the shoe that I didn't realize, and I think I have a better perspective now understanding the shoe. I'm actually still wearing it, so I'm gonna take it off and let's talk about the AIRMAX 2090 after wearing it. First, when you first hold the shoe, it feels off balance. The heel feels a little heavier than the toe, but when you wear it, you don't feel that at all. The mesh on top kind of has a wrinkly vibe to it when you're wearing it, and if you're peculiar about that, you might want to go half a size down so that it's always taut and always stretched. That said, I think it's kind of the look, kind of the way that the Sakais are kind of wrinkly as well. One of the other things that I've noticed is that the booty on the inside is completely separate from the upper, and I'm gonna unlace these and show you what I mean. And then you can see that the upper is made of this transparent mesh that you can see right through, and you can't see your sock. What you see is actually the sock liner, which is this booty, and that's why it changes color white, black on the inside. Now the neoprene is only on the lateral and medial side. So here on the lateral side, underneath the swoosh, it is white neoprene, and then over here, the other white section on the medial side is also neoprene. And then the tongue all the way to the toe box is this mesh, it's black. And the black mesh is very breathable. And this was a concern for me because when I saw it was neoprene, I was a bit worried about the breathability as we live in a tropical country. I had this image stuck in my head of Robert Redford in the movie Sneakers, running around the room in neoprene, and his body heat is all trapped inside of his body. So this was a little bit concerning for me, but having worn the shoe, it's not a hot shoe. It's actually quite breathable. This second layer of mesh on the sock liner, on the tongue, allows for air to escape right through it. Now, that did cause a problem for me because I was cooking soft-boiled eggs. I like to cook some soft-boiled eggs and drop them into my breakfast noodles. I soft-boiled an egg, and when I cracked it, it splattered a bit, and some of it got on my shirt and some of it got on my shoes. There was a dot right here, and I tried to wipe it off, but it didn't really come out. So what I did was I just put some water, I put a tissue underneath, and then rub some water through it, and it came right out. So I was worried that this translucent mesh would have some cleaning issues, but it turned out not to be an issue at all. I actually think that the shoe is nice without the laces. Like if you wore it like this, kind of like, I don't know, It's probably a dumb comparison, but if you wore it without the laces, kind of like Will Smith in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, this shoe might be actually okay because the tongue is sewn in. It's basically one entire booty. Comfort-wise, these aren't all-day shoe. Unlike a retro where maybe you only really want to wear it for 4, 5, 6 hours, this shoe you can wear for a proper 10, 12 hours, no problem. There is no break-in time because all of the materials are so soft. You can see the midsole starting to wrinkle a bit already, and that's a good thing. That's a feature. And one of the things I didn't note when I was first unboxing it is look how thick the midsole actually is. So there's a bit of dust on the bottom now, but you can see how thick the midsole is, and that's quite unusual for a modern shoe, if you ask me. And that means that this shoe is going to have quite a bit of durability and that it is designed for day-to-day use. Color-wise, I like the colorway. I like some other colorways more, if I'm honest. I kind of want this back tab to be a different color from the rest of the shoe, but I'm not complaining. I think that maybe if it matched the heel, I'd like it a bit better. As for whether or not the shoe actually looks like a retro futuristic car from 2090, I don't know whether or not it does look like a car from 2090, but I will say that design-wise, this is closer to a Tesla when the AIRMAX 90 was maybe closer to like I'm trying to think of like a nice car in the Testarossa maybe in the 90s, like when the AIRMAX 90 came out. And this one is a bit more modern, sleek, holographic maybe. See, even without the laces, it's pretty snug. It doesn't fall off. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the AIRMAX 2090. Do you have a pair? Do you agree with the things I'm saying? I would like to know what you think, so please do comment below. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm just gonna do this impromptu giveaway for these pink t-shirts. If you like pink t-shirts, you want one that says Honeycomb on it, just make sure that you comment in the comments below your size and your Instagram name. Then make sure you're following me on Instagram so that I can DM you if you win. That's about it. Thank you again for subscribing and for following us on Instagram. I am at Kayo on Instagram. Follow at Adjima Mag on Instagram as well. And don't forget to follow at Honeycomb Manila, which is our home here in Double Dragon Plaza, where we record. Again, my name is Kayo. I wish you all good luck. I wish you all good health. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.